Hi everyone, welcome back for another tutorial. In this tutorial I want to show you a cool new feature inside Camera Raw and also Lightroom. So I'm here in Adobe Bridge and I've got an image here. So I'm going to just double click and it will open Camera Raw. The new feature is called masking. So basically now you can mask within Camera Raw and Lightroom. But what's the point? You're going to end up taking the image to Photoshop anyway. Well, there are advantages. So for instance, I've got this image here. It's overexposed because at the time I shot this bracketed, so I picked this one here, overexposed one. So right here, I'm going to just make full screen, so I am in Camera Raw. Right here, we have masking. So I'm going to just click there, and I've got create new mask. Either select the subject, the sky, brush, gradient, and color range, luminance, etc. So what I want to do is I want to select the subject. I know this is not a person, but there is a subject, and the subject, it's the church. And to be honest, this is one of the most beautiful churches in Portugal. And it's not so far from I'm originally. So as you can see, it's selected the church, so which is fantastic. So what shall I do with this? Well, basically, I can just bring down the exposure. And as you can see, it's just focusing on the church. And it's picking up a bit of the stairs as well. So with mask selected, I can come here, subtract. And with a brush, I can just come here and get rid of it. So I'm just getting rid of that area that was selected. And I can carry on, go into my exposure. I can add some contrast. And what about the sky? Well, the sky, I can come here, create a new mask, and select the sky. And now, once the sky is selected, take a while. There you go. We can see selected the sky. I can also do, like, bring down the exposure if I want to. Obviously, I shot this bracketed for a reason, so I could get maximum detail. But for some reason, you got the wrong settings. You've got an overexposed image or underexposed. As you can see, you can control all of these. But as you can see, it's quite cool. So just finish it off. I'm just going to open that image in Photoshop. And why not edit, sky replacement. And there you go. Click OK. And I'm done. So cool. So I'm just going to close this image and I'm going back to Adobe Bridge. So I've got this photo here. These are some friends of mine. They've got band, and as you can see, the girl, it's overexposed because of the light. This guy, a bit more exposed, but this one here is underexposed. So instead of coming here and grab the brush, I'm just going to select subject. Select subject, and the camera is doing its thing. And as you can see, we've got subject selected. And once again, selected this one here as well. So I'm just going to subtract, brush. I'm just going to make my brush bigger, like so. And now I can just add a bit more exposure so the image is a bit more balanced. So this is examples in real world. And that's my point of doing this tutorial, just show you examples in real world. So for those who know me, I love photography, taken bracketed, HDR, and I love night photography as well. So how can I include mask in here? Well, there is a subject. This is like a head. So, well, this is an HDR image already. I can come here and bring down the highlights. And as you can see, it brings the highlights all across the image. I can open the shadows and it opens all across the image. So using mask, select subject, it will select the face. So for instance, let's say I'm quite happy with the result overall of the image, but I want to enhance the head. So I can go to exposure. And as you can see, I can do exposure. I can do the highlights as well, so I can open up the exposure and still bring down the highlights and just focusing on that area. And as you can see, just brings a bit more attention to the subject itself. And how good is the sky? Create new mask, select sky in this image. So let's try it out. And there you go. It's not bad. It's not bad. But let's say I want to bring just temperature, just make it cooler. And open the exposure a touch. It's not bad. It's not brilliant. But obviously there isn't much contrast for Camera Raw to do its thing. So I'm just going to cancel this and I'm going to jump to Lightroom and show you in Lightroom. So I've got another example. I've got this image here. This was also shot in HDR. And the cool thing is, I'm just going to, we've got the masking. So I'm going masking, go select subject, and hopefully it will select this. Yeah, it did. So even though that I have full control of this image because it's an HDR, what if you didn't shot an HDR? So we can come here and add a bit more exposure just to bring a bit more attention to the sign itself. But then the problem is the water. So just like before, subtract, brush. I'm just going to make my brush smaller, like so. I'm going to make feather 100%, yeah, that's cool. And I'm just going to brush it away. Obviously, I would spend a bit more time doing this, but you get the idea. So, like so. So let's pretend it's a beautiful selection. So, but you will get the idea. And as you can see, I can make a silhouette. Let's get this off. Okay. Or we can just bring more detail from this side. That's it for now. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and this feature. This is a feature can be used in the real world and I think it's pretty cool. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.